The climate of Spain varies across the country. Three main climatic zones can be distinguished, according to geographical situation and orographic conditions. The Mediterranean climate is characterized by dry and warm summers and cool to mild and wet winters. According to the Köppen climate classification, it is dominant on the Iberian Peninsula, particularly the CSA variety, with summer droughts covering all but the far northern part of the country where the oceanic climate predominates. Local climatic categorizations divide this climate into standard Mediterranean of lowland regions and continentalized Mediterranean of the interior, according to altitude and the mildness, harshness of the winter season. The standard Mediterranean covers coastal areas, the Guadalquivir River Basin and the lower reaches of the Tagus and Guadiana basins to the west of the country. The continentalized Mediterranean climate predominates in Spain's vast tablelands of the interior. The oceanic climate is located in the northern part of the country, especially in the regions of Basque Country, Asturias, Cantabria and Galicia. The semi-arid climate is located in the southeastern part of the country, especially in the region of Murcia and in the Ebro Valley. In contrast to the Mediterranean climate, the dry season continues beyond the end of summer. Apart from the three main climate zones, other subzones can be found, such as the alpine climate in the Pyrenees and Sierra Nevada, a typical subtropical climate in the Canary Islands and the southern coast, and a hot arid climate in parts of the southeast coast, notably around Almeria City and the Cabo de Gata region. The typical Mediterranean climate. The coastal Mediterranean region is marked by leviture winds, hot, dry, easterly or southeasterly air currents that originate over North Africa. Periods of these winds, which sometimes carry fine Saharan dust, are more common in spring and are associated with a sudden, usually short-lived, increase in temperature. A cooler easterly wind, the Levante, funnels between the Sistema Penibetico and the Atlas Mountains of North Africa. These easterly winds are the ones which most influence the Mediterranean climate, for they are mild in temperature and humid. The continentalized Mediterranean climate. The inland areas of the Iberian Peninsula, on the Central Plateau, have a continental climate. The summers are very hot, regularly exceeding 35 degrees Celsius. By contrast, there are very low temperatures in winter, with -15 degrees Celsius not uncommon, and under -20 degrees Celsius regularly occurring. These are often accompanied by heavy snowfall. Although it rarely rains during summer, there is often heavy rainfall in spring and autumn. The annual rainfall exceeds 500 millimeters. The oceanic climate. An oceanic climate prevails from the Pyrenees to the Asturias area, which incorporating Galicia is sometimes called Green Spain, characterized by relatively mild winters and warm summers. The climate and landscape are determined by the Atlantic Ocean winds, whose moisture gets trapped by the mountains circumventing the Spanish Atlantic coast. Because of the Föhn effect, the southern slopes fall inside the rain shadow zone, and so Green Spain contrasts starkly with the rest of Spain. But the summers remain warmer than many comparable northwest European regions in July in Santander versus 16 degrees Celsius in Brest or Liverpool. The rainfall is generally abundant, exceeding 1,000 millimeters, and is fairly evenly spread out over the year, with the driest month above 30 millimeters, which is the minimum criteria for an oceanic climate according to Köppen. Although Köppen officially limits the oceanic domain to the Asturias and the Basque Country region, certain authors such as True Arthur prefer to extend this climatic zone to the northwest part of the peninsula to Galicia, due to the moderate summer temperatures. Temperatures vary only slightly, both on a diurnal and a seasonal basis, and averages range from 9 degrees Celsius in January to 21 degrees Celsius in July. The moderating effects of the sea are less prominent further inland, where temperatures are more extreme than those on the coast. Distance from the Atlantic Ocean also has an effect on precipitation levels, so there is less rainfall in the east than in the west. Autumn is the wettest season, while July is the driest month. The high humidity and the prevailing offshore winds make fog and mist common along the northwest coast. This phenomenon is less frequent a short distance inland because the mountains form a barrier to the maritime moisture. Galician Variant. The Galician climate is similar to that of the coastal areas of Oregon, Washington and Vancouver. It is characterized by year-round mild temperatures with drier summer months, often resulting in moderate drought conditions with at least 1 month per year usually recording less than 40 millimeters. This is a characteristic which distinguishes Galicia from a typical CFB climate. Annual rainfall is higher than in the eastern and southern regions, usually ranging from 800 to 2,000 millimeters. This climate, which is sometimes classified as Mediterranean, is classified as oceanic, according to other authors such as True Arthur, due to the lower summer temperatures and higher rainfall. Nonetheless, the area displays typical Mediterranean features, including regular forest fires, which are often started deliberately by arsonists. Galicia has high annual sunshine hours, ranging from 1,800 hours in the northeast to 2,200 in the southwest. In northwest Castilla, the climate is classified also as CSB because the temperatures of summer are cooler due to the altitude. The Semi-Arid Climate. The semi-arid climate can be found in southeastern Spain, and in certain parts of the Ebro Valley. It is very hot during the summer and the drought usually extends into the autumn. It is known for having a subdesertic climate, with rainfall as low as 120 millimeters a year in the Cabo de Gata, which is reportedly the driest place in Europe. Other types. Besides the above 3 major climate zones, there are 4 other climate types in Spain. The mountainous climate is present in the Picos de Europa, Sistema Central, Sistema Iberico, Pyrenees and Sierra Nevada, qualified as an alpine climate. The Canary Islands have a subtropical climate in terms of temperature, this being mild and stable throughout the year. In terms of precipitation, the eastern islands are semi-arid while the westernmost ones receive more rainfall, with some very wet areas in the mountains of La Gomera and La Palma, home to the cloud forest known as Laura Silva. The easternmost islands are arid with Saharan climate moderated by the Atlantic Ocean. The southern Mediterranean coast shares traits with both Mediterranean and subtropical zones, with total absence of winter frosts allowing for the prolific cultivation of tropical fruits such as mango. The unusually benign winter, with minimum night temperatures in January rarely falling below 8 degrees Celsius, is due to the microclimate created by the Sierra Nevada mountains to the north of this coastal strip, preventing cooler north winds from reaching the area. Parts of the southeast coast also have a hot arid climate, with annual average temperatures above 18 degrees Celsius and annual rainfall below 200 millimeters. Almería province is the only area in Europe within this climatic zone. Temperature averages for selected Spanish cities: Atlantic Spain, Canaries, Continental Spain, Mediterranean Spain. Extreme temperature records in selected cities. The records of temperatures in Spain have been -32 degrees Celsius in Lago Estangento in the Pyrenees for the coldest. For the hottest 47 degrees Celsius in Seville and Murcia. Temperature of sea.